So we got some further information regarding Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Marvel's Wolverine by Insomniac Games. We're going to talk about that today here in this video. Welcome back, my friends, to the channel. I'm excited. I'm really excited. So if you haven't heard, maybe you've been living under a rock, but at the PlayStation Showcase, they announced Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which is not coming for a while. It's 2023. And Marvel's Wolverine, which didn't even have an estimate release date. So I'm probably going to say that's not until at least 2024. We're probably going to be seeing Marvel Spider-Man 2 before that. Really exciting stuff in the reveals. If you haven't seen the trailers, you got to watch trailers. But anyways, we're going to jump into this. We're going to talk about it. We got some tidbits. Now, don't expect massive pieces of information because obviously these games are not for a while. But we got a little bit of extra little tidbits and whatnot, which I thought, were worth discussing and, kind of adds on to just the excitement. Again, Spider-Man is my favorite superhero of all time. I think it's a lot of people's. The game was so good by Insomniac. I've been dying for a game like that. Then obviously they came out with Miles Morales back when the PS5 launched, which was really good as well. Amazing. Looked great too on the PS5. This trailer looked even crazier. Insomniac's just killing it, man. They're like the MCU. They can create their own MCU of video games. They're just insane. So anyways, let's talk about this. Let's start off with Spider-Man 2. So obviously they were extremely excited to announce that they're going to continue the journey of both Peter Parker and Miles Morales in their most epic single-player adventure yet, coming exclusively to PS5 consoles in 2023. So if you're wondering, is it coming to PS4? There's your answer. By then, we're already, 4 years into the cycle of the PS5. So at that point, you got to expect that they're just going to move on from last gen and they're going to just focus on the next generation of consoles. So really exciting stuff, which again, if you haven't played the Miles Morales kind of standalone, it was kind of a shorter game. You got to play it because it really does set up Miles' story to really introduce that character into the point where you understand where it's going in Spider-Man 2. You know what I mean? It's just crucial. So play both the games. They're so good. They're so good. Anyways, let's continue. They said, while pushing the capabilities of the console will be very exciting, we're equally pumped to craft all new stories for Peter and Miles in this sequel. Just as in our previous Spider-Man games, we not only want to tell a great superhero story, but also deliver a compelling human story, one full of heart and humor that dives deep into the people behind the mask. They go on to say that much of the development team that brought you Marvel Spider-Man is returning to produce Marvel Spider-Man 2, including Brian, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, the creative director, Ryan Smith, game director, and then they said today's game footage trailer is merely just a glimpse at what's in store in terms of the new abilities for our heroes that our heroes will acquire, suits that they will wear, which they're going to talk about that more at some other time, and the villains that will try to hunt them down. We heard a little bit of Kraken the Hunter in there. We obviously seen Venom, which they said, speaking of the villain, did you catch the final line at the end of the trailer? Heck yeah, it was amazing. Tony Todd of Candyman fame will be voicing the symbiote-fueled Venom in Marvel Spider-Man 2. They said, we're so delighted to also welcome back Yuri Lowenthal and Naji Jeter. I'm probably butchering their names. I'm really bad at names. I'm sorry, guys. Who will reprise their roles as Peter and Miles, respectively. We've been fortunate to work with so many incredible, talented actors in the Spider-Man games, and Tony has been such a wonderful addition to the cast. So really exciting stuff regarding Spider-Man 2. Again, I'm super pumped for this game. It's really nice to kind of hear the direction, at least. It's vague. I know it's vague, but at least a general direction for the game. And Insomniac kills it every time, man. They killed it with Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man. They killed it with Marvel's Miles Morales. They killed it with even the non-Spider-Man games, Sunset Overdrive and all the Ratchet and Clank games throughout the years, and everything they've done. It's just they're such a great development studio, and honestly, probably the best acquisition story in all of gaming history for Sony to have acquired Insomniac. Really insane stuff. Now, they move on to talk about Marvel's Wolverine. So we didn't get a lot to this. We've seen a little bit, kind of maybe a tease, maybe some kind of Old Man Logan's storyline going on here. But they didn't really specify that. I'm just saying that from my side of things. What they did say is this. They said, let's talk about the announcement you probably were not expecting. I sure wasn't expecting it, but I was hyped to see it. Back when we were working on Marvel's Spider-Man, there would be times where all of us, Insomniac, Sony Interactive Entertainment, and Marvel, would brainstorm together about the future beyond the web slinger. And even in those early discussions, Wolverine continually came up as the character we'd be really stoked to work on together. Fast forward a couple years, and we're suddenly standing in front of Sony Interactive Entertainment and Marvel, formally pitching a PlayStation 5 game starring the Adamantium, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Claude Mutant. And obviously, since you saw the announcement trailer, we can confirm that the pitch seemed to go pretty well. So many of the Insomniac team are huge fans of the character, and one of the key elements that drew us to him is surprisingly not that different from Spider-Man. Both heroes feel deeply compelled to defend people who are less able to do so. Marvel's Wolverine is a standalone game being directed by Brian Horton, creative director, and Cameron Christian, game director, who recently led the creative efforts on Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, a game we're extremely proud of at Insomniac. In the vein of our Spider-Man games, our goal here is not to only respect the DNA, what makes the characters so popular, but also look for opportunities to make it feel fresh and truly reflect the Insomniac spirit. Even though Marvel's Wolverine is very early in development, from what I've seen of its emotional narrative and cutting-edge gameplay, see what I did there? That's the quote, by the way. The team is already creating something truly special. Being able to build a new game, original universe with Spider-Man and now Wolverine is such an honor for so many of us at Insomniac Games. Huge thanks to Sony Interactive Entertainment family for giving us the opportunity to develop these games. Marvel for trusting us with characters that mean so much to so many people. And of course, our fans for continuing to believe in us. End quote. So pretty exciting stuff, man. I mean, some pretty big stuff. Again, these games are in good hands. We can trust they're going to execute these games, and they're going to do so very well. I mean, we've already seen, like I said, they've proven themselves beyond Marvel. Before all of that, they've proven themselves with every other game they've touched. Like I said, Sunset Overdrive, Ratchet & Clank series, all those other games that they've made. Then, of course, the first Spider-Man, Miles Morales. I mean, they're just killing it. They're doing such a phenomenal job. Insomniac Games is probably one of my favorite development studios of all time. They're just so freaking good. Every game they've made is just... It's just magical, man. They got something special. So super excited and super stoked for whatever the future holds regarding these two games. I cannot wait to play them here on the channel. And whenever we get more information, I'll let you guys know. We'll talk about it some more. But for now, that's pretty much it. That's going to conclude this video. So if you guys did enjoy this video, leave it a like, subscribe guys new, do a variety of gaming content. We talk about the games and we play the games. And for everything Nintendo, you can check out my Nintendo channel. JSkeleton's Nintendo World over there. And if you want to follow me, JSkeleton2 on Twitter, you can do that as well. And join our Discord, links in the description below. Anyways, now that I'm done with all the plugs, I'm done with the video. All right, I'm out. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Another one. Until then, game on.